Hey girl, hey, happy self-care Saturday talk. On this week's episode, we are going to talk about 7 things that I do daily to help me embody my self-worth, my highest self-worth, and why I do that, and how these different things have helped me become my dream woman, and hope that this is helpful for you. And so if you're new, welcome. If you are coming back, welcome back. I'm glad to have you. And let's get started. I'm not saying these in like an aspect of any order that I do, like I do this, and that, first, second, third. So these are just 7 things that I do. So number 1 is I start the day with self-affirmations. Now this I do put in my morning ritual, because I like to start my day off with like a positive and just getting my mindset and belief systems positive and focused on where I want to go. So these affirmations that I say are for basically things working towards, right? For my business, I've been saying a lot of things about how successful my business is and how my business is growing and different things like that. So we're going to keep on saying those to basically train my subconscious mind to believe something different. We want to continue having it believe what we currently are, but we also want it to help us move towards where we want to go. And in order for us to really be able to embody that and become that, we have to believe it. And the affirmations help me retrain my subconscious mind to believe different things. Now, number 2 is keep your standards consistent. This is meaning like if something doesn't align with your values, you say no without guilt. This also applies to relationships, work opportunities, even how you allow people to speak to you. This is very important because basically you train people and teach people how to treat you. So if you allow them to speak to you in any which way just because they are maybe a family member or because they are, a boss or something like that, then they're going to continue treating you that way. So you definitely want to make sure that you are setting the standards and saying, nope, this is not how you're going to treat me, and this is not allowed, and I'm not going to continue entertaining this treatment or whatever. You can basically take your energy and distance yourself, so you're not really interacting with them too much. You can, depending on the situation and who this is with, you may not even want to continue the relationship if it's continuously like abusing you and making you feel that you are unworthy and you're not important and all of that. So you definitely don't want to entertain anything that is going to devalue you and your self-worth and your self-confidence. Number 3 is nourish your body like someone you love. And this is so important, right? Because, this whole transformation and self-worth is really mind, body, and soul. And so the nourish your body like someone you value is, nourishing your body. So you want to eat foods that make you feel energized. Now, that could be fruits and vegetables, and lean proteins. I personally don't feel energized and great when I eat like heavier food, a Thanksgiving dinner or something like that, where they kind of say like more soul food and stuff like that, when it's really mashed potatoes and gravy and a meatloaf or whatever the case may be. Those foods don't really make me feel energized. It makes me want to go take a nap. So you just don't want to continuously eat that way if it's not really making you feel great. The next thing is move your body daily. Oh, this is so important. You walk, you stretch, you dance, you do your daily workouts, whatever you want to do. I do a mixture of all of these. In the morning, I like to go for my prayer walk. I like to take little dance breaks and have like dance parties in the house. I also like to, I was going for a while to the beach and doing yoga, but now I just do the yoga at home a few days a week. And I also do my workouts 5 to 6 days a week. So I do do a lot of these things and I just feel good doing them. I really enjoy moving my body and just getting out of the house and things like that as well. Now this one's a little hydration, right? We want to drink our water. Which is really important to make sure that we are staying hydrated for our skin, our energy, our digestion. Just so much is really important for the hydration. Make sure that you're drinking your water, and if you need to, hey, I'll be honest, I put a little low sugar sweetener in my water to help me drink it because I don't really love plain water. And you can even add fresh lemons. You can put cucumbers in your water. Some people put strawberries. There's all types of different things that you can put in your water now to make that more enjoyable for you. So make sure you're drinking your water. Number 4 is speak to yourself with love. Oh, this is so important because, I used to really do a lot of negative self-talk, and I never, even when I tried to talk to myself more positively, I just couldn't get there. I couldn't believe it. I just, whatever. So, my mind was really focused on negative things. So what I actually have been doing the last 2 years, which really helped me have a more positive mindset, was my gratitude journal. And when I first started, because like I said, I was a pretty negative person, and I couldn't see a lot of positivity in my life. So when I first started, I just started off with 3 things a day that I was grateful for. And sometimes for a while, it was just repeated the same things. And I started expanding and getting better because now, I'm looking for more positive things. So when you are looking for positive things, you're able to see more positive things. But when you're just focused on the negatives, that's all you're going to be able to see. So that gratitude journal, if that sounds like something that you are struggling with, start with that gratitude journal because it has been a life-changing experience for me. I started with 3, now I do 5 things a day. 5 items a day. I still do it because I really enjoy it and I think it's really helpful for me to continue looking for positive things. That is something that, like I said, that you may struggle with. I would definitely recommend doing that. And also, don't criticize yourself. We are our biggest critics when we make a mistake. We are always the first ones to always, at least for me, I hold myself at a high regard, and I don't really like to mess up or whatever, too much. So, I criticize myself a bit, but I've been better with that since I started that gratitude journal. And now I'm just, starting to be able to be more kind to myself and say, you know what, you're learning, you are doing better, it's okay. This is not the worst thing that's ever happened to you. So let it go. So, just have to find a way to talk to yourself and say, okay, this wasn't perfect, but you're learning and you're going to do better next time. Instead of oh, you suck, you did this terrible, and that type of talk. You don't want to talk to yourself that way because then you just stay at a low vibe. You feel kind of like Eeyore, poor me, what am I going to do with myself? So you definitely want to make sure that you are speaking to yourself with love daily, okay? And now, this is a little difficult, but it is something that is going to be important even when you start adding, new people into your life. So surround yourself with mirrors of worthiness. And this means spend time with people who uplift you and they don't drain you. Consume content that expands your mind and reminds you of your value. Keep your space clean and beautiful. Your environment reflects how you see yourself. Let's go back to, spending time with people who uplift you. this may be really hard, because if you are on a healing journey and nobody else is on a healing journey, they're not going to have the same outlooks as you and same, mindset and things like that, which can cause some issues with just being able to even connect with them, right? You're not going to feel really connected to them because you're thinking a different way than them and their perspectives are different than yours and stuff like that. So if you are looking for somebody to spend time with that uplifts you, is going to have to be yourself. I spend a lot of time by myself and I do things that I enjoy. I take myself out to dinner, I go to hikes, I treat myself for vacations. I just do things that I enjoy and that makes me happy and uplifts me. I don't put my energy or the way that I feel like onto somebody else. I already did that and that didn't suit me well. So I've learned where I just have to be the one who makes me happy, and I have to be the main one to treat myself with love and respect and all of that. You're going to want to spend the most time with yourself, especially if you're the only one that is on this healing journey right now, because being around other people who are not, it just isn't uplifting. It's going to bring you back down and probably pull you to your older self, and that's really not where you want to be, because then you can get stuck there and you may not even finish your healing because you're just so used to being in that lower vibrational pattern. Now, this is important. Consume content that expands your mind and, reminds you of your value. So what I watch online is stuff that I'm learning about. Like I'm learning a lot of different things about spirituality, if I can say that. I'm just learning just different things about even healing. Be learning a little too much about different things because I'm just expanding and learning and growing, and that's just what I'm doing right now. Sometimes I listen to audiobooks online. Yes, so YouTube has a lot of audiobooks that are free that you can listen to if you're going for a walk or going on a hike, or if you're just cleaning the house and you want to listen or to something like that. That is definitely a good option. Next thing is about keeping, your space beautiful and clean. And this has been really great, because when I have my space clean and feeling good, it just makes me feel good and more relaxed. And I just feel at peace. My daughter moved to college, and then she also, before college, she ended up moving in with her dad. So I refigured my house out a little bit, and now I moved my office up to her old room because, she moved out. Now I have my own office room space instead of having in the living space where the living room and the dining room was. So I feel a lot better. I feel more at ease because I have even more space where I can come and just unwind and decorate and just have it my own little oasis for myself. So it's number 6 is celebrate your small wins. Don't wait for all of the big things to happen, right? I kind of got stuck in that because, like I mentioned before earlier on in this video, my mindset was kind of negative before I got into this healing journey. So what would happen, even if things were going good for me for a while, it would always fall because I would always either expect it or think that, and what you focus on is what happens. During my process here of healing and becoming this person that I am today, the healed version of me, I wasn't really positive I was going to get here, if I could be very blunt and honest with you. I was waiting for something to happen where it wasn't going to be. And so I was kind of not celebrating a lot of my small wins because I was kind of waiting for the shoe to fall. This is not going to work, or this isn't going to happen for me, or whatever. But thankfully, I didn't give up. And thankfully, when I did want to give up, God kept kept nudging me and kept, me going. This is really important, not for my own life, but for my kids and for everyone, right? Because, if you want to see change in the world, you have to become the change that you want to see. So I'm becoming the change that I want to see to help the world heal and become a better place. That was really important for me to finish my healing journey and become the best version of myself. And really excited that I'm here, but I didn't celebrate a lot of my small wins earlier on. More time passed, I did, but in the beginning, I definitely did. If you're in the early stages of your healing journey, I would highly suggest to celebrate those small wins, even if it's just treating yourself out to a nice dinner, or buying yourself flowers, or buying yourself a cologne, whatever. If you're a man, I don't know. But, just whatever makes you happy, whatever is going to make you feel proud of yourself, do that thing for you, because that's what's really going to help keep going. Because the healing journey isn't always an easy journey, right? We're facing our shadows, we are facing our demons. There's things that we, don't really want to look at, but we are doing these things because this is what, is required to really become the best version of yourself. And so when you get on the other side of that darkness, celebrate it. Say, yes, I did it. Even if, in my other videos, I've talked about layers, right? Even if it is just one layer of that thing, that's huge. So celebrate it. Be excited that you finally freed yourself from that, because that is something to be excited for, and is something to be celebrated. So don't skimp out on those things, because it's really important. Another thing too, now I didn't do this, but this is a good idea. I seen somebody else that mentioned this, is write down at least one thing that you're proud of every night. Sometimes I never wrote it per se that I was proud of myself for this, but during my prayer time, I would say, thank you, I'm glad I did this, or, so and so. So I did in some cases, I did do a little bit of that, but in my own way. So either you can write it, or if you use, you can, say thank you to the Lord for helping you this and that you're proud of yourself for being able to finish it and do it, right? And those small wins are really important though, for you to recognize, for you to celebrate, and for you to be thankful for. So don't skip out on that. And number 7 is protect your time and your energy. Now, in the beginning, I never really understood this, to be honest, because I would give my time and my energy to everybody. And I was just, before my healing journey started, I was the one to try to make everybody happy and do everything everybody wanted me to do. And it didn't matter what it cost me, if it cost me no sleep, or if it cost me my complete exhaustion. I was just trying to do things to make other people happy. And that became very overwhelming. It was very unbalanced, because I was doing all of the work for all of these things, and nobody was giving that same energy or effort back to me. And so when you are, doing all of that, that is your energy. That is your time. Don't give that out so freely. No, I no longer do that anymore. I've learned that lesson, where we're not going to just keep on giving, keep on trying to prove ourselves or whatnot to people who don't want to see us. Your time and your energy is gold, so treat it that way. It's my video for today, and I hope that these tips were helpful, and these explanations really helped give a little bit more content of why you should do these, or why I do them, and maybe that it would help you on your journey. So love you, and see you in the next video. Bye.